All right. I'm live here again. Podcast 236. Thank you, Brother Holly Emmett, for reminding me of that. Last week was 235, which added to a 1, and today is 236. That adds to the master number 11, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes I can't keep up with all of this. Yeah, two and three is five, and six is 11. That's master number 11, revealing of secrets and mysteries, but a mystical experience at that. And so here I am again with Clear Blue Radiance that I'm doing here. Maybe what I'll do one day is place myself on my iPad as, being here or being on the other platform at the same time and being able to simultaneously podcast. That's my next step to learn how to do. I was doing it with Instagram, but Instagram wanted me to have 1,000 followers before I went live. I've been doing it almost 6 months off and on. So I'm here today and I start right back in where I left off. So I might repeat a little bit of what I said over on the Resident Essentials YouTube channel. And I'll just put the links up to both of them in their pages on Facebook so people can jump from there to either one. So we're just going to put in the title, which is What is the Difference Between the Soul and the Higher Self? And again, the reason why I wanted to be able to bring this information forward is because for a long time, many of us have been, seeing ourselves listen to the discourses on soul and higher self. And what actually happens in these discourses all over the globe, we all have our own experience with what a soul is. Well, I revealed today over on the Resident Essentials YouTube channel that the soul is an energetic template. So I'm going to put that here. The soul is an, have to remember that sometimes the soul is an energetic template. So what's going on is the higher self is using the soul to collect its data. That's what's going on. The higher self is this is collecting information. It's the in other words, the soul energy has a certain degree of life to itself, but it is connected metaphysically and spiritually speaking to what is known as your higher self. So the higher self is like the God within you, and it has an energetic template. We have energetic templates in the physical body, better known as chakras or wheels of light. In the Hindu yogic philosophies, these seven chakras are the seven planes of existence, the seven heavens. They contain the seven virtues, the seven morals, and so forth and so on. And through the experience of the different yogas, whether they're physical or philosophical, one could recall the information within these fields of energy. The same thing is happening with us. We have what is called a subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind is receiving information. But only thing is, the subconscious mind, that aspect of us, does not know the difference between what is real or what is not real. Or, like some people will say, what is realistic and what is real. Realistic means kind of real, sort of like real, but not real. So that's when we use the word realistically speaking. We're saying it's a part of what's real, but it's not the exact. It's similar to, but not the exact energy plate. So people say, well, I have all these life streams, all these past lives. Well, 40 years ago, we were coming to the understanding that these were just individual streams of experience. So we said, well, someone would come to you and say, can you regress me into one of my past lives? And if you were open to being regressed, then you could experience that aspect known as another life stream, another lifetime. Well, now, if you study meditation long enough and utilize it, you can regress yourself. But you're not really regressing yourself. You're seeing the panels of life streams come up within your meditation field. And if you are astute enough and awake and aware enough, you could slow down the wheel of energy. There's a wheel of energy going around your body. One is going toward what is called past, so it's going from right to left, and the other one is going from left to right, which is more like considered future. But you can slow the panels down where you can now see something distinctively that you have already experienced or will experience, and pull that into now time, into your present moment. Hey, how you doing there? So there's so much that's going on. But if we see my I used to think that studying the tarot would make me better, but it did. But it helped me understand what meditation was. Being an avid student of numerology, it helped me to be an more avid student in the field of meditation, because I found out my true gift, my true deeper gift is meditation, what has taken me now into learning how to channel in the past couple of years. Past 10 years, I've been channeling my ancestors. I could channel my mother, I could channel her mother, I'm beginning to channel my father. All these who were passed on to the light, I can now channel them, and I'm getting clearer. So I'm able to use the meditation tool to unlock the doors to understanding the difference between my soul and my higher self. And then what I find out is, like I said, the soul is an energetic plate that allows me to log in my experiences, whether it's in this lifetime or other lifetimes traveling around me or parallel to me. We all have these distinctive abilities in which to do that. And then some people say, well, what if you change your diet, change the way you eat? That will help a little bit, but not completely. What if I change what you need to change is just the way we think about it? The fuel that we put in will help, but the way we think about ourselves, that's where the clearing takes place. The late Reverend Ike used to say, it's an inside job. I'll meet you at the top. It's all about self-study and going in and unlocking those hidden parts of ourselves and clean out the closet, so to speak, the rooms within the mind, so we get rid of what? The fears and the doubts, so that we begin to move into what? Our true self, understanding what that true self is. And that's what we're seeking to do. We're seeking to understand the truth of who we really are. We're not supposed to be stuck in this physical realm. All the data that is floating around us, some of it is just designed to keep us away from our true self. And we're infinite beings of light. And we have to keep working toward that in order to become better at what we are and who we are and how we're going to liberate ourselves. It is cool when we hear the word sovereignty. We're going to be more sovereign, but according to who? Because there are many different programs, layers of information out there. Some of it is designed to help you become free, and a lot of it is designed to keep you locked up in wordology, I'll call it. We get caught up in all these words and all these terms, and then we're looking that up and dealing with that, and then we have a new sense of awareness, and we say, okay, that's not the direction I want to go in. So we have to continuously work on ourselves, and no one path is better than the next. It's just the amount of time we're willing to uh, go into in order to reap the rewards, so to speak. I always used to have arguments with different, I'll say more like discussions, where people say, well, you got to change the way you eat. And I said, well, you got to change the way you treat the person in your house, the person, you in your own house physically, as well as people in your house. Because there were many people saying, well, yeah, I'm very positive. You found out that they weren't positive. You found out there was some people that were delving into domestic violence, but on the outside, spiritual teachers. But no one knew about the quiet side. So now let me move away from that a little bit and stay on the topic. So we have this side of ourselves, the higher self. If you have my first book, not my first book, well, if you have my first book, it leads you to the seventh book. If you have this book here, which is on Amazon, sells for $25 as a paperback, Radiant Heart, Seven Amazing Pathways to Connect, Activate, and Communicate with Your Higher Self. When you get in the latter, I guess, latter five chapters, I reveal to you who that is. And I'll say it now. You're the higher self, the gradually awakening to the truth that you are this higher self. There are many people of all ages beginning to remember the truth of who they are. And this is an infinite truth of ourselves. We are all learning how to not just ascend, but really first transcend to overcome the physical parts of ourselves, to overcome the history and the lies of ourselves to become free. We have to continuously work on that part. So, all the other tools from palmistry to numerology to cardology to astrology to astronomy to phrenology, studying, how your head is formed and the lines in your forehead relating to various planets within this current galaxy, how to channel all that information on a whole nother level, how to bring it into fruition for yourself. It's a constant work ethic. That's why many of you have not seen me on here on a regular basis, other than sometimes sporadically or randomly. Because even at my age, I'll be 74 in March. I've been doing this work for over 50 some odd years. I've had my moments where I could take a break and hang out with family and younger family members, but for the most part, it's been a straight up run to understand and to put all these things together. And I'm happy to still be above ground sharing this information. But I sure want to be prepared to share it beyond the veils. That's when we get into things like channeling and ancestral deities and things of that nature that take us into those realms. The study of crystals takes you into that realm. The study of sound takes you into that realm. The study of frequencies take you there. It is important now to get this right. You are not the mind, the thoughts emanating from your mind or your feelings. You're not even your physical body. You're not your subconscious mind. You're not your astral belt mind. You're not your aura. You're not even your chakras. These are just vehicles that we choose to use in order to move through this earthly plane into the spiritual plane. This is why it's important to learn how to govern ourselves in a certain way so that we could teach ourselves to remember our infinite self. We are transcenders, transformers. I'll say that again. Say it backwards. We are transformers and transcenders. We're not just here to ascend, we're here to raise our consciousness into what is called higher consciousness. But higher consciousness is infinite consciousness. And we have to find ways that gets us there. So you can be a plant-based vegan eater, you can be a vegetarian, you can be carnivorous. You're going to find a way to get there. And hopefully we choose that which is right for ourselves that takes us there. We have to find our way. We can eat honey unpasteurized, finding our way. Why? You eat honey. The bees are spitting the honey out, the nectar out into those cells, and you're consuming it. Bees are intelligent. They're mathematicians. They're building hexagon shaped cells to deposit honey in. And the honeycomb is edible. And you get to savor what they have: lavender, rose. Hmm? They have all these flowers that they visit all the time. And they're having you experience that at the same time, the productive work of themselves. So there's so much going on. And let me just go back here. Holly is following me from the Resident Essentials channel. King Lemuel Productions 9928 and Missy B Awaken 5591. Thank you for following me here. I just got this energy I got to get out and release. And I was trying to type it all out, but obviously it's not going to be typed out until after I replay the video. But what is this all coming? Why am I presenting all of this? Because this is part of a new 8-week course that's coming up. And it's based on my book, Radiant Heart: The 7 Amazing Pathways to Connect, Activate, and Communicate with Your Higher Self. The first 8-week online course is Wednesday, March 25th through May 20th of 2026. So it was supposed to end on the 13th, but then I realized people are filing taxes on Wednesday, April the 15th. So there won't be no class on Wednesday to April the 15th, not even for myself. So I've extended it to May the 20th. And so here's the topics of those 8 classes online, because it's better for me, easier for me to teach it online. So the 8-week online course starts at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, which is where I'm at, and which is also 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which is also 7 p.m. Central, and Pacific is 5 p.m. for Wednesday, March 25th, Meeting Your Higher Self. And here are the lessons each week. Now, embedded in these lessons are also going to be, like I'm going to do today, for me to remember a live guided meditation. So, lesson number one starts Wednesday, March 25th, the importance of attuning to your higher self. Class number two, what is a dynamic flow and how to activate it? There's all types of dynamic flows, but I'm going to talk about one in particular. The third class is how to connect and activate directly with your higher self. So I'm giving you tidbits right now in this class, this online presentation. Then, of course, we take a break on Wednesday, April the 15th, and then I pick back up on it on Wednesday, April the 22nd, which is class number four. Practice makes you present. See, we were taught long ago if you practice something, you become perfect. Not all the time. How many people go to a football practice, then get injured? High school students get injured during practice, college, and the professionals. Everybody gets hurt. Veronica Anderson, how you doing? And so people begin to see these things and experience these things, but through practice, they don't become yet perfect yet. They become what? Present, because you got to be present. You got to be actively present so you don't hurt yourself. So you don't walk down the wrong alley, the wrong lane, drive down the wrong road, move at a certain time when you're not supposed to. Class number five. Remember, you talked as a child to the invisible realm. Many of us, if you didn't have toys, you talking to somebody. You thought you were making it up. Maybe your parents and elders thought you might have, the siblings, oh, you're making up stuff. But there was always one elder in the house that, no, they're talking to someone who crossed over. And I feel them. And I want to make sure it's legit. Then they can go ahead and talk. Then, class number six, be heart centered, and your diligent effort opens the door to your higher self. Kind of hinting at it right now. Number seven, your higher self dwells in many places. But I mentioned to you there's two specific areas that you will meet your higher self. And the last one is meeting your higher self in the great central sun, which then tells you that that's one of them. So, if you are interested in this course, early bird fee is due before March the 1st, 2026. You can save $72 and get it for $328. After March the 1st, the standard fee will be $400. That doesn't mean you have to pay it all in one shot. What you do is you can pay half of it and still keep you in the class. I know you'd pay $100, still keep you in the class. But we can work on that if you email me at iam.circlegrace1@gmail.com. And then there's a second 8-week online course that's going to start June the 3rd and runs through July 22nd of 2026, which is again Wednesday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Creative Pathwork Meditation Series. And these classes teach you how to develop yourself through the various lights or flames of light or colorization of that light. So, class number one is what is and how does creative pathwork meditation work? Number two is guided or silent. It's a matter of discipline. Class number three, the importance of understanding the five flames as light. Number four, class number four, bridge the brain, heart, and body with white light. Number five is strengthening the physical with golden yellow light. Number six is calm your emotions and center through the pink light. Number seven is the violet light of transcendence. And number eight is silence through the blue light, which is opening the door to your higher self. Well, that's a unique 8-week class. And I haven't forgotten what I'm teaching today. I just wanted to give you this information. The early bird fee for that is $330, so you're going to save $30 if you can pay it by April 30th of 2026. Standard fee is $360 due from or before June the 3rd, so you get like what, a month to pay that. But again, understanding how finances work here in the USA, if you give me like $100 down, $125, $140, $150 down, we can get you started. Both courses are based on my book, Radiant Hearts: 7 Amazing Pathways to Connect, Activate, and Communicate with Your Higher Self. Now, as I promised today, and let me say this part, each of these classes online are taught on my Zoom link private platform. And after each class, you get a copy of that, as well as before with each lesson, I give you a short outline so you have an idea of what I'm talking about during that each one of those classes. And these sometimes when I'm teaching, many people who have studied with me before, like Rose Jefferson will tell you if she's back on here. Whew, I get rather long winded. So I wanted to get that information out. If you need it again, just review this particular video, or better yet, email me at iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. Now, let me jump back to this because also what I'm promising too is I know people are seeking information about what they can do now for themselves. And I am a numerologist. I have been one since 1974. That was before I even met my brother Lloyd Strahan in 1978. So, there's a lot to be shared. I can also give you information about your dreams. Well, going back to this source of energy, the higher self is the divine blueprint and direct connection to the divine I am presence in all of us. It directs the dynamic flow of the soul and remains, though, as the reflection of the divine I am presence, aka the God within you or the goddess within you, as it maintains infinite spirit, infinite intelligence, infinite higher consciousness of all infinite degrees of light. And when you get to that level to connect with your higher self, then you start working with degrees of light known as grace. Not talking about the physical grace, my mother. I'm talking about the grace, the essence of grace in yourself. So all these things are embedded within ourselves and is left up to us to try to remember. But hey, you got uh, an assortment of things bombarding you. You got the news media on regular TV, internet, cable TV, newspapers, magazines, your cell phone all the time. And I've been telling people for a long time, you need to, when you go to bed at night, you need to not just turn off your cell phone, you need to cut it off so that when you're ready for the next day, you reboot it, right? Turn it back on. Why? It keeps all that information from pounding you. It's the same with a TV set. What you want to do is cover the TV set. If you got some towels, some big towels, cover the TV set. Why? Because it's giving off information all the time. It's putting data into your residence all the time. And the ones that pick it up that are the most open to it are children, animals. You might have a fur family in your house, cat, dog. You might have birds in there. They're being bombarded with the electricity. And think of it this way. People say, okay, when we first had a cell phone, it had a 3G network, 3 gigs network. Then it elevated to 4 gigs network. Then it's now 5G network. Well, symbolically, this is what's going on because that's going to change at some point. It's going to go, we doing 6G, 7G, 8G, 9G. But here's what you need to know. When it was 3G, it was your solar plexus being affected, third chakra being affected all the time. When it went to 4G, it was the fourth chakra, known as the heart. The heart chakra was being affected all the time. Now, for the last couple of years, it's vibrating what? A 5G network, which is the throat chakra. Your throat chakra is heavily being activated or deactivated. And when it hits the sixth chakra, which is hidden from us, this is the brow center, the pineal gland emanating energy. And when it hits the seventh chakra, that's the crown chakra. That's where you open yourself all the way. But many of you are open right now. People often say, "Oh, is my third eye open?" I don't think it's open. No, it's been open. If you can cut off lights in your residence and you see spirit form or light energy form, your third eye is open. You see agitation around you, looks like dust on an angle. But that's you seeing atomic structure coming into being, molecular structure coming into being, and you're seeing it not only in your auric field, but those who have been in your place. Again, your fur babies in your place, you're seeing energy around them. Yeah, they could see and they could hear spirit. They doing it all the time. Once you awaken, then you don't have to worry about them tipping their head right or left or moving their ears. You will be on the same frequency and can communicate. Now, I'm not asleep. I am tuning in to my higher self. So here's what your higher self wants you to know. You should get in the habit of meditating at least twice a day. When you get up in the morning, when you're fully awake, start to meditate. Or before you go to sleep at night, because that will help you keep the energy centers flowing for yourself clearly, and it will allow you to tune into the energy in your auric field. Remember, the auric field, like your soul, is an energetic plate receiving information all the time. So you want to be able to tune into so you can read it for yourself. Because many people or beings are throwing energy up there for you to see. And those who are not being positive are trying to manipulate that energy plate around you, which is your soul. And we might think, no, they can't do it. No, they've been doing it. They do it when you're asleep. Yeah, they do it when you are asleep. So you must work on the fact that you must be in charge of the soul. You must gather it close as you can, and you must start to review your soul yourself. And as you begin to do that, you one day begin to realize, like one of my spiritual daughters said 2 years ago, she learned that her higher self is not itty bitty her walking around. It's huge. There's a huge form of her walking around her that she's in it. This that higher self is carrying her on the inside of it. We have the awareness of it on the inside of us, but it's holding us up. It's carrying us. So we have to begin to walk that path to study our higher self, get in tune with it, exercise it, and then do this. Every time before you go to sleep at night, you're gonna say, I am my higher self. I am my higher self now. I have always been my higher self. You'll pick one of those or you'll say it's something more extensive, but you're going to repeat it over and over and over and over until you fall off to sleep to the rhythm of your own voice and the words that you just said. So that when you begin to have dreams in the dream world, you will understand the concepts and the ideas about your higher self being you and no one else but you. That's what we're striving to do here, to step into the shoes of our higher self, to align our heart with our higher self and become the higher self again. And once we start doing it more often, we start getting a little clearer. We get stronger within ourselves and we begin to live as the higher self and not live as the human self. There are many young people all over her learning how to manifest fire on the spot, how to move wind around themselves, how to move water, how to use, and they're using telekinetic energy in which to do it through their body. I watched one today. A guy, it was a recording that someone utilized, and he knew who that person was. And the person took a sharp blade, cut the palm, left palm, and you could see the blood emanating through the palm. Right, cut the palm, then took a piece of towel, right, and focused on it so the towel would absorb the blood. And I imagine didn't show the other part. Probably when you opened the towel up, you saw no blood on the towel. You didn't see a cut in the palm anymore. There are people who are getting to this level now. It's not happening overnight. It's studious work that they are learning and doing. There was an episode on a PBS channel, Channel 13. I saw it back in 1994 on TV, Channel 13 or Channel 21. And they were talking about the healing, self healing. And they were in, I believe, in China, or it might have been here in the United States, where they brought over several Qigong masters. And these Qigong masters worked with a woman at a doctor's office that had a tumor in her body. The tumor was, I believe, near the bladder or touching the bladder, but it was in that area of the body. And they had a screen hooked up where you could see where the tumor was inside her body. It was kind of large. And it was at least four Qigong masters, one on her right side, one on her left side, one at her feet, and the other by her head. And they spent hours upon hours of channeling their chi into their hands onto her body. And what they were able to do, they sped up the image, but you could see the tumor in the body begin to shrink. Went from a huge size and it began to shrink. They sped up the video part so you can see it, but it got to a small size, maybe no bigger than a pecan or a walnut, and then disappeared. So, what were they doing? In their mind, in their world, the tumor in her body was not alive. The tumor in her body wasn't present. They spoke to that part of her body so that the tumor was no longer in existence. However, it got there, it was no longer in existence after their 4 hours, perhaps, or 3 hours of working together, these three masters of Qigong. I bring that up as an example because soon many of us are going to be in touch thoroughly with our higher self. And once we know it, our world will change. People say we're moving from the 3D world to the 5D world, third concrete physical world, to the 5D world. But we just don't skip it, though. We don't skip over to it. We go through the bridge, which is the heart center. When we're in the heart chakra range, that's when you start loving yourself more. That's when you cleanse yourself more. That's when you treat yourself with unconditional love and everyone else with unconditional love. You treat yourself and everyone else with gratitude. You start giving the self healing to yourself. You start embracing that who you are. You were appreciative when you were in a 3D world, but now you're more appreciative because you're moving toward liberating yourself and opening up the door to the 5D world. Now, that doesn't mean that you're not going to experience some ups and downs, because you're going to experience them. Why? Because we were in a 3D world a long time, but now we're shifting that energy. And those of you who are tuned in here, let me reiterate. Thank you, Missy B. Awaken 5591, Holly Hammond, King Lemuel Productions 9928, and Veronica Anderson. There are other people I know tuned in. Usually they don't say so. It's okay. You don't have to join the chat unless you have a question or a comment. Brother Holly Hammond says, Brother Francis, in my dream, I was in a mall going up on an escalator. A family was going down, their baby was falling back. I caught her with my left hand before she hit her head, saving her. Now, that is also happening. What the shamans, how the word is pronounced, what they tell us, what our ancient ancestors tell us, ancestral deities tell us, is this: the dream world becomes the real world, and the world I'm in right now is the false one. It's the fake world. So, but in essence, what I'm experiencing right now, I lived it in a dream world before, and now I'm carrying it out now. So that's why meditation is important. Meditation is the higher essence of your dream world. Your dream world is the higher essence of your physical 3D world. And the worlds are running adjacent to you. That's why I used to always say, sometimes you think someone is observing you or someone touched you, but you looked around and you didn't see who the person was or what was that touched you. But that's you reaching out to yourself across the planes of light that can see you. So I have ancestors beyond the light that are listening to me talk, and I'm in touch with them. I've developed a way for myself to hear my late mother talk to me, to hear my late grandmother, which was her mother, even though I didn't meet my late grandmother, but I know it's her talking to me. I can hear my late father talk to me. I can hear my mother's siblings, late siblings, talk to me. I can feel their presence. But some people tell you, no, this is not possible. Well, I'm here to tell you that it is possible. You just have to work on it, just like exercising. We have to work on it. The more we work on it, the stronger we shall become. The quicker our memory shall become. Then it becomes easier. We will remember when we were plant based. We will remember when we had a Mediterranean diet. We will remember when we had nothing. We became breatharians for a while. We will remember that we were soul gazers for a while. But all of these different stages of awareness kicks into your remembrance until you get to the omnipresence that's inside of you, that's also outside of you, that you're inside of us, inside of it. So you keep graduating, you keep moving forward, you keep ascending and transcending. I think it's, I heard Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith say in one of his sermon discourses a couple of years ago. He says, you don't have to worry about becoming an ascended master. Learn how to become a descended master, meaning you're here on earth. Try to become the best that you can here. So when that time comes that you're out of this physical existence permanently for a while and cross over into the light, field of light within another, you have the wisdom working for you right then and there. So these things are possible. No, you're not the soul. Soul is not your higher self. Let me read something from my book. Then I'm going to take you through a meditation. Then, if you have any questions, you might have questions about anything. I know many of you haven't seen me on Lloyd's show because I just been working on me before I go back on that show. Let me find something here because I want to give you a short meditation. I'm going to channel it to you. I don't have it written out, but I want to read a part of something to you right now. I mean, I could take it from uh, Reverend Ike's book behind me, but I'd rather take it from here. This is chapter 19, a beacon light, be a beacon light in my book, Radiant Heart, the 7 amazing pathways to connect, activate, and communicate with your higher self. I'm going to read it straight out of the book for what part I need to read. We got a lot here. I may skip a little bit. During our journey toward enlightenment, we find ourselves emptying our mind of old, useless data or things we have outgrown, things that no longer serve us. We will and shall continue to expand. As we expand, we make room for more of what we actually need in order to continue to grow. The same happens when we change certain habits, like beginning to eat better, exercising mind and body only because we must do it. If we do not change, then we experience stagnation. So I can ask you, how many of you are experiencing stagnation? Some part of us has to change. In order for us to become a beacon light, we have to do what is called shadow work. This means we have to pull out our own skeletons from the back of our mind, and we must dig deep enough and be willing to see the false stories we have created about ourselves and still carry with us. So sometimes we're carrying some old stories. We want to believe in some things that make us feel better for whatever we were going through from before. And that's okay. We all do it. But sometimes you got to let it go if it's not taking you any further. During these times where we delve deeper into uncover weaknesses, free our minds from illusions, limited thinking, self doubt, and the need to sabotage our own efforts. With all this stuff that's going on in the world today, it can sabotage you. It can help you sabotage yourself. You hear people say all the time, talk me off the ledge. I can't talk anybody off the ledge. I can reach out a hand, I can try. I've been to the ledge myself. Not many people can talk me off the ledge. I had to let something bring me off the ledge back to this world. The more we diligently work on our lower mindsets and strive to raise our self esteem, that's what is essential. We shall find that if we cannot clear our own clutter, then we are unable to make an impact on helping others. We hear that all the time. I used to hear it. It was amazing when I was in the Moorish Science Temple and I was telling everybody else what they needed to do. And then I go home and have my own chores. my own I had my own brick walls to run into. Happens all the time. People that have been in the temple longer than I have, I found a lot of them doing some things they shouldn't be doing that they don't want the wives to know. But I know. But I don't embarrass them. It's going to catch up to them one day. They'll figure it out on their own. So, how will you know that you are being successful in doing your shadow work? One way to know is when you notice that you are no longer attracting negative situations and negative personalities into your life. That's how you know. You notice there's no more negativity around you. In fact, people who were negative towards you, they've kind of moved out of your life. And now new people are there matching a new frequency that you're radiating. Another way to know is when you are no longer actively seeking to save another from doing their own shadow work, because it is essential that they do their own work. Why? Because you're not them. You don't know what it's exactly what they're going through. Like you might try to help them financially, you might try to help them with sustenance and food, or roof over their head, or a car, extra car if you got it. But that's not it. There's something else that they're going through. That's their own personal shadow work. You got to let them go through it. The third way is when you notice that you have gained greater clarity in your life and are seeing and understanding your own purpose in this current life stream. Aha. That's the aha moment. You got to wake up into this current life stream and realize there's another means, another ways, another opportunity, more than one way of thinking through whatever you're going through. A fourth way is when you realize that you are free of stress. Can you imagine being free of stress, free of worry, and free of anxiety? A fifth way is your mind is clear and your emotions are lighter in feeling. A sixth way is when you realize you are not overreacting. You are not reacting according to being emotionally triggered by what others say to you. Bullies do that. And the best bully that does it is a person who's narcissistic. A narcissist will cut you off from the closest people that are closest to you. The narcissistic person will make sure that person or those people are not there to back you, not there to catch you. Why? Because they want to torture you, and torture you. The other additional ways are you are not living in the past. You do not hold grudges, and most of all, you are always forgiving yourself so that emotional healing and wellness takes place. That's how you know that your shadow work is working. When we have what I call social mishaps, is when someone is too busy passing off their negative thoughts and feelings toward you because they are unable to work on themselves. That's when you got some good friend around you that wasn't a good friend. So they can't fix their own issues, but they're kind of jealous because you look like you're fixing yours. So they want to get together with you. And next thing you know, they're cussing you out. It's okay. Because if you're in tune with yourself while you're working on yourself, you know they're on route to you. You decide date time when you want it. Have that session with them so they can get that off of them. But you don't do it in your premise, neither in their premise. Go to a neutral place. When you go to a neutral place, every time you go back there, what's happening? The neutral place is welcoming you. They're glad to see you. Then you find that others are not on the same page with you because you are changing. They become unhappy with you because you are truly changing and they have forgotten that they must work on themselves. You are thinking differently with more creative ways that bring you into a state of original thinking. You are not mimicking others nor pretending to be someone else. You are becoming more authentic, and integrity is now back in place. So, I'm going to jump down a little bit. This is what I'm going to say. All who become a beacon light will have these qualities in place: clarity of mind, heart, and purpose, the ability to walk before others and alone without any sense of fear or doubt, enjoy being in service, enjoy shining brightly. They are truly open and aware of their own truth. That's you, the beacon light. You're always being prepared to shine brightly. because your remembrance of your divine nature will be the key to your success. That's what's happening. You're growing and you're becoming better and better and better. No one can stop that unless you want them to. So I want you to begin to look at this for yourself. You're not you're not just the soul, you. You're not your soul. You're accumulation of life's experiences, not only on Earth, but in other parts of this same galaxy, the Milky Way, and beyond. Because your higher self is traveling. Your higher self is in motion all the time. It's traveling all the time. It's living its life out, existing in other locales of the galaxy. One day, you'll have a remembrance of being in Lyra, being in Sirius. You'll start to have a remembrance that you were actually on Mercury or Venus or Andromeda. You'll begin to remember these things, these experiences. You know, that's why the TV show for many years, Star Trek, was so hip to watch. Because we were all glued into who these other people could be beyond ourselves. And then there was Battleship Galactica and all these other ones. Remember the guy, Avery Brooks? He was a commander in chief from Star Trek, and he was on another one. All these things get you moving from the physical into the non physical, being in places where you're capturing wisdom, understanding, and knowledge in different levels, different degrees. You awaken and you find out that people are who are in the Masonic orders and in the Eastern Stars and the Daughters of the Rainbow, which is a part of the Eastern Star. You find out that all these people are studying this stuff, but they're on the oath, can't share it with you. Many of us may have had fathers and mothers involved in these organizations, but they can't keep an eye on you because you might show signs that you will one day join up with them. Now they could talk to you more freely. But there's all kind of fraternities, all kind of sororities. Some aren't that deep, but they're doing things that are ethical and moral to help their communities. But hopefully they're striving for more that gets them beyond the current circle of people that they're with. So, this is really about not just understanding that you have something called a soul that you could work with, but using the soul as a vehicle, as a library to put all your experiences into, like a bag, infinite bag. You put all your experiences there. So you can tune into your soul and see what kind of life that you have lived. Like you discover where you have been. Yeah, you can go into these things. The fabulous thing is we are all always seeking information, trying to build out a bigger picture. We will all eventually come to understand that we are more than what we think we are. There will be other times when you will cross the strata of the galaxies and see yourself living other parts. Do you know that at one point there were many lifetimes when you were in an Asian form, you were in European form, you were in Middle Eastern form, you were in Akibulan there as well. You will understand you were up there in the coldest regions of the world, in Greenland and all these other places. You will realize you've been all those things. And in those other forms, other national forms, you will understand that you were having dreams about other forms of national personalities different from that one. So you're always seeking information, always learning about yourself. And that's why you come to a point where you can't even describe yourself. If you notice, that's why people are using the term melanated more than more or more. Mhm. Why? Because melanin don't change. It just increases. It just gets better. But the names and tags change. And sometimes people, it's good to have the names and the tags, but that's not it. That's not what really frees you. Your spirit form first. So you're beyond labels and titles and things. Yeah, I carry my BEY on the end of my name, but I'm not just that. I'm beyond that as well. We all got to step into this newness of ourselves. We have to remember who we truly are. We're not the names and the titles and the tags and the country names and the county names and the names of rivers and continents. You know, we're not that. Because as much as we are here in this world, in this plane, simultaneously we're living in others. That's why you're drawn. Okay, I'm going to study the Choctaw over here, and then you go study that and found out you have an interest in something else beyond that. You over there studying that, and you find, oh, what's this thing about Greek philosophy? Why am I studying Latin? And then you realize, oh, I was there too. So you keep expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding your awareness of your true self. Yeah, you're going to go into the light and you're going to comprehend that you're in communication with other beings from other locales throughout the galaxy. Now what? And they call you by another name and you answer. And I got that name too. It's going to continue. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not the end. It's going to continue because you're living in other life streams, just like you're in the one right now. There's other life streams that you are living in. Do you know it is such a blessing to seeing those monks walk the walk of peace? Because every time they are walking the walk of peace with the dog, Aloka is name, they're planting seeds of peace into this earth, into the consciousness of all of us on Mother Earth. And they're not the only ones. There are others now out there walking in peace. It's to be like in conjunction with them. Oh, Oracle, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? These things are happening on our behalf. And many people are going out to greet the monks as they walk and listen to the monks. There's going to come a point really, really soon. Many of us are dreaming it now in the dream world, where we're not in this third dimensional realm living through fear. We're going to be pulling information from the fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension. And guess what? There used to be a guy, I used to have his book. I think I gave that book before I moved here. The guy's name, I believe, was Richard Krem, Creme, and he wrote a book that was called the Mahatma. The word Mahatma means the wheel of light, and he discovered there was as many meridians in the body, there were many dimensions. That's the way he put it. He said there's 33, he put it this way, there was 365 levels, one to match each one of your meridians. That's what he was saying in so many words. That's levels. Can you imagine when all those levels drop down inside of you? That's what's going on. The frequencies are coming down from, in other words, that which is lodged in the soul, the energy plates called the soul, is embedded as an extension, sort of like the auric field of the higher self. So as the higher self gets closer to you, it starts coming on the inside, you're going to start acting differently. You're going to remember the magical sides, the alchemical sides of yourself, and you're going to be able to express that as well. That's the beauty of who you are. You are a divine being having a human experience, having a galactic experience, living in other dimensions and other realms of consciousness and able to hold it and withstand it. That means one time there are many parts of you that doesn't even consume food. It consumes light. It tunes into the solar energy beyond the light of the sun and begins to draw on the atmosphere in Sirius and begins to take on that energy field to fill the body with special nutrients. It is an amazing time because we're being pushed. That's what's happening. We're being pushed to call forth, not call out of other people, but to call out of ourselves the higher self, to knock on our own door of our higher self and then switch into the higher self, letting us in and feeding us, nourishing us with the new energy of light that we're supposed to be working with right now. And the interesting factor is everybody has their own time when they're working on this. So you might show up in each other's dreams, working on different levels, but not at the same time. Same happens. You go to a mall, right? And you see your friends coming out of the mall and you're going in. And you communicate for a split moment. It's like that. So all the stuff we see happening around us, your higher self will show you how to get through it. Your higher self will tell you, I'll teach you how to fast forward your time. And then you find out when you fast forward within yourself, oh, I don't have to get upset anymore. That's not going to even touch me. And what I see in the world is going to shrink. Those who think they're, having a blast being narcissistic people out in the world who are at home, domestic violence in the world now becoming terrorists within this world, that is not going to work. Why? Because if you got a soul, so do they. If you got a higher self, so do they. And the higher self, and once they get in touch with the higher self, it's going to put the fear in them. It's like, you're not supposed to be doing this. This is not the contract that you signed. But now you have to live out some of it, coming back on yourself. So this is why it's essential that we begin to pour out into the world, but first in our own world. So that I don't forget, I want to give you a channeled, a channeled creative pathwork meditation. I'm not going to give you the one that's going to show up in my course because I do have one of my very first creative path work meditations was meeting your higher self. And I did have one that was called The Great Central Sun way back in the day when I put everything on cassette tape. But I'm going to tune in and I want you to sip on some water or some tea or herbal coffee, whatever you need. You might take a little bite of bread in your mouth and let it melt on in there, or maybe you got some cocoa powder or cacao, or maybe you got some real good chocolate. Take a little nibble just to get your senses together. What I want you to do right now, I want you to envision. I didn't say imagine, I say envision, the inner vision, the inner sight, that inside there's a flame of white light. And I want you to breathe into this light. It's in the center of your chest. Behind the center of your sternum is your physical heart, and it's encasing over the physical heart. And as you're doing that, make it very gentle, soft, and gradual. And this beautiful white flame, pearly white flame, you could see in the flame, there's a violet streams running through it, violet patterns of like crown chakra energy, thymus energy, turquoise light, Christed energy, and the Buddhic energy together. And then saffron, that's like you see those monks that wear a saffron color. Hmm? That's that's the chakra energy raised up higher with a little bit of gold in it. Red with gold. You get the saffron. And I just want you to embellish. I want you to feel it like you're bathing in it. Like you're in a swimming pool by yourself and these lights are there. And I want you to take on an emerald green light. The beautiful emerald green flame that's popping through. And I want you to envision a gold stream of energy popping through. That's the higher side of the solar plexus. Solar plexus gives off a yellow light, but this is the golden yellow light just popping off in the system. And I want you to bathe yourself. I want you to feel this. And I want you to claim it. And then I want you to claim a silver light. So your speech becomes more eloquent. It's like your mind picks up on things rapidly. And I want you to feel a beautiful pink light. And that pink light is in the center of your heart chakra, like rose petal light. And a sky blue light in the base of your throat where the silver light is. So you can talk to the ethers. And you can clairaudience will be here, but clairaudient right at the base of your throat, listening to the elements. And then we have this beautiful, beautiful indigo light for the, there is where the third eye, like our size of a rice, can communicate its light into the world. Your clairvoyance. And then your all knowing is the crown back here. And then the crown, it just opens up and lets out like a spray of light, a violet light spraying out through the white and through the pink and through the green and through the blue and through the gold, just sharing like a fountain. And then I want you to feel the presence of a waterfall, the divine waterfall. And this is all new information coming out of the ethers into you. And you're able to bathe yourself in this light of your higher self. The most radiant part of yourself is infinite. And your higher self begins to lay its hands upon you, blessing you right now. And you're just inhaling the flames coming from it into you. And at this moment, I want you to envision gateways, vortexes going around you, and gateways opening up in all directions. And as you look through all of these corridors of light, you see all of the masters of your ancestors as well, all the deific masters who are your ancestors in the light, as well as ascended masters who have never even walked the face of the earth. You see them moving around, and they're like opening up a pathway for you to flow into. You're not even walking, you're floating into it. And the interesting factor is no matter which door or gateway you choose to go through, you're going through the others as well. You're going through the others as well as the one you chose to glide on through. And now you begin to feel the breath inside yourself sharpen and soften at the same time. Everything feels smooth around you. Burdens dissolve that have been on your shoulders and on your feet. You feel at peace and you feel at home with yourself. And you feel awareness of a unique way now. It's like opening up differently. Everything is opening up around you differently. You got a cat or dog in your house, you look at them, they look at you and tip their head, and you tip your head, and you both understand each other. Light. You are this light. The monks are walking on peace, walking in peace. You're walking in the light of your higher self. You become this beacon light. You become whole, but infinite at the same time. Your journey is not done. Your journey continues on no matter where you are, no matter what layer of light, no matter what lane. You've heard that phrase, people say, stay in your own lane. That light, there's light in those lanes. That's why you're there. And I want you to know this is a special message from Akhenaten and Nefertiti. Welcome to all of you who are tuned in right now. Know that the light of Sirius is with you right now. Know that your remembrance of who yourself is arising in you right now. Notice that everything around you that appeared to be inanimate becomes alive and speaks to you in your dreams tonight. You are not alone. For there are many beings of light entering your heart, entering all of your chakras, according to beloveds Akhenaten and Nefertiti. There are beings in your house right now, beings outside your building, beings outside in your garden, beings watching over your car, beings walking through your house, beings walking with your spouses, with your children, with the fur children, beings all around in your neighborhood, watching you, looking for you, seeing for you, protecting you, bringing you the light of a new day. You're no longer living in the future nor the past. You're living in the present moment in a state of absolute gratitude, absolute grace, absolute divinity. And it's freeing you in every moment right now. You are becoming freer in every moment right now. And yes, you might be lifted out of your body. The soul essence comes out of your body, but still attached, but can come out a little bit, and your higher self is doing the work, bringing you in touch with greater sweetness of your own divine nectar that's so infinite. There will be times that you're up all night, but you will be in total prayer and in light with that prayer. You'll be talking to your ancestors, and the ancestors talking to you from all over the world. And beings from higher realms of existence will begin to communicate with you from all over the world, all over the galaxy. And you will be able to write about it, speak about it, laugh about it, dance about it. You'll be joyful about it. Those dreams become real, not realistic, not more real. They are real. And you can recall those dreams that you have whenever you want to. But know they will always be in the present moment for you. This is a great time. According to Akhenaten and Nefertiti, this is the greatest moment of your life right now because you're going to begin to see your truth. You are the beacon light. You're going to transcend in this very moment. When you replay this live video, you're going to transcend into higher states of awareness. You're going to begin to understand the truth of who you truly are to you. And then as you do this, others around you will begin to have the same exact experiences, but in different ways, and they will then awaken onto a higher plateau for themselves. So as you let your gratitude become more your altitude, you will be blessed by the grace that's inside of you, that was already there, that was in the ethers that you breathed in. You become a blessing to yourself and others. So I'm now going to let you be with yourself for this moment. Let you spend the next couple of minutes kind of coming back to yourself. And you will realize that you are well. You will realize that you are greater. You will realize that you are freer. You will realize that you are wiser and have greater understanding. Allow yourself to return, rubbing your hands together on your face gradually, around by your eyes and nose. Let that energy sink in with yourself. You will find yourself feeling better. So take a deep breath now. Inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. I want to thank you all for following me over here to my Circle Grace One video podcast YouTube. Today we're doing Clear Blue Radiance. in a completely different way. Podcast number 236. Wow. That's like what? 4 years and 10 months? Something like that. I want to thank everybody from Oracle to King Lemuel to Missy. I think it was Missy Be Awakened that was here. Holly Hemmett that was here. Oh, yes. Veronica Anderson hyphen T to B was here. Yes, from Atlanta. Thank you. I have cousins in Atlanta, older cousin and his wife, and their adult children. They also live in Atlanta. They moved there just before Dr. Martin Luther King did the March on Washington. And my two older cousins from my aunt and uncle that moved to Atlanta, they are Morehouse men. They graduated from Morehouse College back in the 70s. In fact, they had two sons, my Aunt Fanny, and who was the older sister to my mother, Grace, and her husband, Joseph Wheeler, who was originally from Monroe, New York. He was a Mohawk Indian. And it was amazing that their two sons, their youngest son, I'm not going to put his birth year in. He's a couple of years older than me, but he was born on August 29th. Same birthday as Michael Jackson. And he met his wife like his older brother did. They met their wives at Spelman College, and they were young men at Morehouse. They both married wives from Spelman, sisters from Spelman. But the younger of the two brothers, he's born August 29th, and it turns out that his wife for all of these years, 50 some odd years, is also August the 29th. People say, what's the odds of that, right? So that was a great time, a great memory that I just wanted to bring up. This is all important. I'm glad I came here to do the uh, creative pathwork meditation here, a variation on the higher self. Well, I want to thank you so much. If you want more information about the two 8-week online classes that I'm going to be teaching, you should email me at iam.circleofgrace1@gmail.com. There's Rose Jefferson, one of my spiritual daughters. Holly Hem is one of my spiritual brothers, sons of mine. But you should email me about meeting your higher self, which will start on Wednesday night, March the 25th at 6 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. No, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, which is where I'm at, and 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's meeting your higher self. Starts um, the 25th of March on a Wednesday, and it will go through May 20th. There'll be That's 9 weeks, but we're not going to do anything on the 15th because that's when people are doing their taxes and stuff. And you know how that goes. Maybe one day we're not paying them. Who knows? Anyway, and then the second one, when you say this, meeting your higher self, standard fee is $400 if paid after March the 1st, but you can pay it in increments. We can work that out. And then there's an early bird fee price where you save $72 if you pay before March 1st of 2026. You can get meeting your higher self for 8 weeks for $328. Coming up on Wednesday, June 3rd through July 22nd of this year is Creative Pathwork Meditation Series. So if you play this video back, I tell you what that information is for each week. The standard fee will be due before June the 3rd, but you could pay it a little after if you want to. It's for $360. The early bird fee should be paid by April 30th, which will be $330. That's the early bird fee because you're saving $30. Based on my book, Radiant Heart 7 Amazing Pathways to Connect, Activate, and Communicate with Your Higher Self. And people who have taken my courses online, such as Rose Jefferson, they will tell you that you get a little mini outline for each lesson before we go on the video live podcast. But after each lesson, you get a copy of that class sent to you by email. And many people who have studied with me know that sometimes I get a little long winded. The classes are normally set for 90 minutes, but sometimes we might go into 2 hours, sometimes two and a half, sometimes a bit longer than that. I'm laughing at myself because Rose will tell you, yep. So, anyway, thank you for joining me. I'm going to sip on some water. I'm going to enjoy a brand new TV that was sent to me by one of my other spiritual daughters back in Wayne, New Jersey, because my other TV broke down. So she told me this is my early birthday gift. So I get to deal with a Roku TV. The other one was an a Fire Stick, but that one broke down. I think I had that one for 4 years. Prior to that, I had another kind of TV too. I don't remember what the brand of that TV was, but I think my ancestors remind me is I got so much energy running in my residence, it could knock out anything. So anyway, I'm going to bid all of you a goodbye and namaste for the evening. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing as we're alive and well in the age of remembrance. And if you want to email me about tonight or about anything I've said or any questions, email me at iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. That's iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. Oh, yeah. Tell them, Rose. So, good night, everybody. It's time for me to have some homemade soup, have some water, relax my voice. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. Look at that. The week is just going by that fast. Well, take care, everybody. See you next time. Uh, be well. And if I don't have your email, email me at iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. Say who you are and let me know that you were on tonight so I can get your feedback. All right. Take care now.